Milady. So, the word simp. It gets thrown around quite often these days by many people online and in person. Not so much in person anymore because social distancing. But what does simp actually mean when you get called one or you call someone a simp? And that's what we're going to talk about here today to clear up any misconceptions and improper uses of the word simp. But before we dive into what a simp is, we have to first define what a simp isn't. Because before simps, there's a lot of other words that kind of mean the same thing that simp means. But not all of them are the exact same, and some of them are quite different actually. So why don't we start with those? Hey, what's up? It's VoiceOver Nolan here, and I'm going to be taking over the video for a little bit, so let's just jump into it. One of the first words commonly associated with simp, but is actually quite different, would be the word incel, which stands for involuntary celibate, which is a person, usually male, who has a horrible personality and treats women like sexual objects and thinks that his lack of sex life comes from being ugly, when in reality it's just his blatant sexism and terrible attitude. Incels have little to no self-awareness. Basically what this means is it's a man who is really sexist and thinks that he's owed sex just because of the fact that he is male. Usually they're very misogynistic and have very traditionalist values such as women belong in the kitchen. Yeah, don't be an incel. Girls don't like incels. If you want a deeper look at incel culture and what it is to be an incel, there's a really interesting video by the YouTube channel Jubilee called I'm an Incel, Ask Me Anything that I'll link in the description. It's actually quite interesting. But anyways, on to the next one. Alright, so the next word commonly associated with simp but is kind of different is white knight. And Urban Dictionary didn't really have a definition I liked, so I'm just gonna describe it by myself. Basically, a white knight is usually a man who stands up for women, but only to get them to like them back, not just for just being a decent person. So let's say a celebrity female got into some controversy or drama, a white knight would defend her even if she was in the morally wrong, just to get her to like her back. You've probably seen simps in Twitter comments on e-girl threads and stuff. It's just annoying. The final word commonly associated with simp was the one I was actually portraying with the fedora in the beginning of the video, and that would be a quote-unquote nice guy. Nice guy, not to be confused with a nice guy, that is, a male who is nice. When used as a noun instead of an adjective, nice guy refers to people, men or women, who believe basic social expectations are currency for sex. So to sum it up, a nice guy would be someone who only is nice to a girl so that they will give them a blowjob or something, instead of just being nice for the sake of being kind. There's actually an entire Reddit community called r/niceguys with 1.2 million members, just devoted to the subject of people being quote-unquote nice guys. But yeah, it's fun, it's funny stuff, and you should check it out. It's a solid subreddit. Anyways, back to you on camera, Nolan. Now with all that out of the way, we're finally at the topic of simps. Before we get into me explaining anything, why don't we check out Urban Dictionary's definition of a simp. Top definition, simp. A man that puts himself in a subservient/submissive position under women in hopes of winning them over, without the female bringing anything to the table. A man that puts too much value on a female for no reason. A square with no game other than rolling out the red carpet for every female. Did you understand any of that? In case you didn't quite get it, here's a simpler version. Basically, a simp is usually a man who does things for women to get them to like them back or for a sexual favor in return. A good example would be, here, let's say you have a friend. Let's pretend you have a singular friend. Let's say you have a friend who has a crush on a girl, and they have their driver's license and they're driving her around. He always buys food for her. He acts as if it is a relationship, but they're not in a relationship, and she's just yeah, he's my friend. Basically, he just does all this stuff for her and gets barely anything in return, and he's fine with that because he's trying to get her to like him. That would be a simp. Not whatever the hell you guys are using simp for. On TikTok especially, because me, TikTok man, I do TikTok thing. People are using simp so freely now. It's oh, you held the door open for a girl even though you don't know her? Simp! Oh, you have a girlfriend and you want to spend time with her instead of hanging out with all of your other friends because you love her and care about her and you're in a healthy relationship? What are you, a simp? Oh, you think that women are funny?
Simp? You're not just like normal and not kind of sexist. You're a simp. That's what you are.
People throw the word simp around so freely that a lot of people don't actually know the true meaning of simp. Like, not that many dudes are oh god, my face is all red now because I was rubbing it. People just don't know what simp means because they just see it being used freely. Basically, if you do anything without the intent of if you do anything with the even slight positive intent in the general direction of a woman,
you're a simp, and there's nothing you can do about it. We're gonna lock you in quarantine, and we're already in quarantine. That doesn't make sense. Anyways,
a good example of this in modern times would be the whole iDubbbz situation. For those who don't know, I'll just boil it down for you. Basically, iDubbbz is an edgy creator with a fan base of people who are edgy. They like edgy, dark humor. Basically, iDubbbz, edgy content creator, has a girlfriend. I've seen him around where I live because his girlfriend lives in the same city as me. Fun fact. But basically what happened that caused a lot of controversy for Ian, Mr. iDubbbz Ian Man, is that his girlfriend started an OnlyFans account. And for those who don't know, OnlyFans is an online service where people can trade pornographic content of themselves for money, like a monthly subscription. Kind of like Patreon, but just like specifically for more lewd images. Basically, she announced she had an OnlyFans on her Twitter, and someone commented on that Twitter, "Hey, what is iDubbbz Ian think about this?" And she said, "Oh yeah, he's very supportive." And that was the moment that just all hell broke loose. Everyone, everywhere, simp, 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 calling him a simp. It's like, oh no, you're not edgy anymore, whatever. People acting like their life was ruined by the fact that he was supporting his girlfriend's decision to make an OnlyFans. Which, by the way, she wasn't even posting nudes on. I found another tweet saying that she was only posting lewd cosplays, which she already did on her Instagram. She's a genius. She's just selling pictures basically from a second Instagram account that's slightly more lewd. Good for her, she's getting that bread. Good for Ian, he's supporting his girlfriend. People were like, oh yeah, you're dating a sex worker. No, he's not. Like, there's a difference between like half-naked photos that you're giving to horny dudes and they pay for, and like actual sex work. Like being a porn star or actually selling nudes. There's a difference there. They're in the same house, but they live on different floors. If that makes sense. No, does it? I don't know. Like, people were calling him a simp. In this situation, he is not a simp. He's just supporting his girlfriend. Like I said, he's a normal person. Like, he's just booling. He's living. I don't know where I'm going with this anymore. Let's get back on track. Another thing I found is that some people say that simp is actually an acronym. Someone/sucka idolizing mediocre pussy. Okay, so I just found this article and it's a good article, so I'm gonna link it at the top of the description because you should read it if you're interested in the origins of simp. And I'm too lazy to say all of it. So go read it. It's good. Link in description. Now that we have cleared all of that and what simp means up, why don't we look at some other words that you can call people instead of simps if they're doing what some people commonly mistakenly think is simping activity. It's Nolan's list of things that aren't being simps, but if people do that, you can call them these things. So let's say you're in the group of the boys, and one of the other boys wants to hang out with his girlfriend on Saturday because it's their anniversary. There's just one problem. Saturdays are for the boys. What should you do? Call him a simp? Deject him from the group? Expel him? Make him rue the day he was born? Or respect his wishes? Because he's in a healthy relationship, and it's a special day. I'll give you a hint. It's the last one. You don't call him anything in this case. You call him a good boyfriend. You call him a good dude. He's a true man. He's a manly man who respects genders and women and isn't women. Yeah, let's say that you look on Snapchat and look on the Snap Map and see that your friend is at Starbucks, and you're like, what the heck? You never go to Starbucks. You're allergic to coffee. And so you message him and you're like, yo, what the heck you doing, bruv? What are you doing? You don't like Starbucks. And he's like, oh, I'm buying Starbucks for this girl. And then you're all like, well, are you guys talking? Does she like you? Is this a possible girlfriend? And you're about to be like, yo, congrats, you've never had a girlfriend because you smell and have stinky ears. Your ears smell. And he's like, no, we're just friends, and I offered because I like her and want her to like me back. This case, yes, he's simpin'. He's big simpin'. He's big shrimpin', simpin', dimpin'. He's simpy boy. He's a simpleton and he's simp. You can call him a simp and this is okay. My seal of approval, since I am a doctor, PhD in the subject. Not because I'm a simp, because I'm really cool. All the time, and I talk to women. I've been broken up with 5 times. Let's say one of your friends has a crush on the new girl at school and introduces himself to her, and you happen to be nearby. What do? Call him a simp and embarrass him in front of the new girl? Or do you just like chill and vibe? You chill and vibe. Let's say your friend is talking to a girl, and then she asks him, hey, can I have a ride to insert name of another dude's house? And he's all like, haha, I'm smitten with you, so I will do whatever you please, queen. And she goes there, and she actually likes the dude that she got driven house. She went to the, let's try that again. Okay, now the blood isn't rushing to my head, I can try that sentence again. So, basically, no, I guess it wasn't the blood rushing to my head. I'm just stupid and don't know how to speak English. So your friend drives girl to house because she asked him to, and he's all like, yes, I like you, so I will do that. And then the house she was driven to was actually another dude, and she liked this other dude, and she was just using your friend to get to the other dude's house because she can't drive. Basically, what's happening is, one, that girl isn't a very nice person because she's using the dude's feelings for her to her advantage. And he's also simping. You can call the man a simp in this case. Your friend, he's simping. Stop him. Put him down. So that pretty much sums up this video. Simps, what a simp is, what isn't a simp, where to call someone a simp, who isn't a simp, and who is. Not me, that's for sure. You just got smart. You've learned. I'm the teacher and you're the student. Yeah. So the camera just died. How not to be a simp. Right, got it. So, basically, just make sure you're not being taken advantage of, and make sure you're not putting it more in than you're getting back. It's that easy. Basically, m'lady, have a good day. Don't be caught simping. You've learned. You've cried, we've loved, we've bled, we've had a journey, and you're gonna end that. Oh, that's my sister. I don't know if you could hear that. You're gonna end this journey. You're gonna end this journey by subscribing. I don't know if you can hear, but again, my sister was screaming. Subscribe, like the video, and don't be a simp. That's all. I don't know how else to end this.